a.m. I'm making a new plan, rearranging.
With you, there's 3 levels of mastery in anything that you do. The first level is cognitive. What is cognitive mastery? It's when you understand what the person is saying. The next level is emotional mastery. Now you have to take the information you received, apply it in your life, and see it for what it is. So I'll give you guys an example when it comes to driving. Everyone here learned to drive at some point, yes or no? Yeah. Okay. When you were first getting in the car, what was the first thing you understood? You cognitively understood where the brake is, where the gas is, where the wheel is, and everything, yes or no? Yeah. When you started driving and you were about to hit the wall, that's when you emotionally connected with the brake. Because in that moment you realize how important this freaking brake thing is. Because it just saved your life. Now you're gaining emotional mastery because now you're seeing the information affect you in your life and you connect emotionally with it. There's a third level. I used to think there's only 2 levels. I thought emotional was the last one. This is what I learned from Tony. Physical mastery is the third level. What's physical mastery? Have any of you driven somewhere and you zoned out into a thought? And you ended up in that place and you were like, how the hell did I end up here? It usually happens when you're driving home. You're driving home and you're going into a song. You go into a thought. Maybe you listen to an audiobook and you're getting into it. And then all of a sudden you get to your house and you're like, dude, how the hell did I miss that stop sign? You're like, has that happened, yes or no? Yes. That's called physical mastery. You've done it so many times that it's become a part of who you are. By the way, you know how what I'm saying is true? If I take your car away from you and you don't drive for 5 years, when I put you back in that car, within 3 minutes you're a driver again. How many of you learned how to ride a bike when you were a kid and then didn't ride a bike for a few years and then they gave you a bike and you got back on it and read it like it was yesterday? That's called physical mastery, meaning you've done something so often, so many times, that it's literally part of who you are now. It's part of your biology. And even if you don't do it for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, when you get back in it, you learn it all again right away. Yes or no? Yes. In order to get the third level of mastery, and would you agree the third level of the mastery is the highest level? Yes. In order to get the third level, the only way to do it is repetition. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to ask you to do. You don't have to do it. Obviously, I'm not going to, force you. But there's a lot of tips I'm going to give you on how you can change your belief system, how you can change your programming, things that I did that changed my life. In order for it to work for you, you have to repeat it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again for many years potentially until it becomes part of who you are. If somebody, by the way, look at the excitement. Oh no, I got to work? I thought I just show up here and laugh and it's good. No, you got to actually, once you start watching a YouTube video about fitness, you got to actually show up to the gym, right? And then you got to, that person does really good ab workouts. I love that. But you got to actually do that soon. And it's going to hurt and you're going to cry and it's going to be bad. Right? That's the part where most people kind of exit out. Like, okay, thank you for the session. That was great. Really. But that's the truth. If you want to change any area of your life, it can only happen by repetitive repetition over and over and over again. Yes or no? Okay. Let me give you an example. For those of you that don't know who Steph Curry is, Steph Curry is one of the, I would say he's probably one of the greatest NBA players in history, one of them. He gets paid about $70 to $100 million a year to play basketball. So if you don't know anything about basketball, you just found out what the hell he is. Okay? He's pretty good. This guy is the greatest three-point shooter in NBA history, based on numbers. We're with you? You guys want to know how Steph Curry became the greatest three-point shooter of all time? Yes. By the way, you talk to a lot of people, they go, this guy was gifted. It's God-given. How the hell do you just, it's just every time he just... And by the way, don't all of you see someone who's really good, like you're like, this guy was born with it. Right? I'm going to show you what being born with it looks like. Here's what it looks like for you. Some of you are going to get a heart attack. He did 500 shots a day since he was a teenager. Since he was a teenager, 500 shots a day. What have you done 500 times a day for even 2 days? Anyone? This guy did 500 shots a day since he was a teenager. I'm going to give you all the numbers here. That's 3,500 a week. That's 14,000 per month. Not per year, not per decade, per month. Just accounting for his 15 seasons that he was in the NBA. Because in the 15 seasons that he was in the NBA, he had the same regimen, 500 shots a day. That was 168,000 shots per year that he was taking, three-point shots, okay? Which equal to 2.5 million three-point shots in practice, not in game, in practice over 15 seasons. Did you all just understand what I said or no? Yeah. 2.5 million three-point shots just in practice over 15 seasons. Just so he can take 16,000 in real life over a 15-season career. So imagine, he's practiced 2.5 million times just so he can have 16,000 opportunities in his whole career to take those shots. Now, you're probably expecting this guy's going to probably score all of these shots. Like you do 2.5 million practice shots. There's no, yes or no? The greatest NBA three-point shooter of all time has a 20% closing ratio. That means out of all those 16,000, he only scored 3,376. Thank you for turning off the lights. That actually added to the drama. Thank you so much. That was amazing. That was wonderful. Did you feel it? that's like lights out. Go home, everyone. It's not worth it. 2.5. He gets paid $100 million a year. I think it's worth it for him. But do you see? So a lot of people, they do like 10 meetings and only one person says yes. Like, how could this be? By the way, you laugh because you know it's true. This guy literally dedicated his whole life to this thing and he can only get 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Some of you doing inviting for 1 week, you're better ratios than this guy. Does that make sense to you though? So stop chasing perfection. There's no such thing. The only reason Steph Curry practices the shot that many times is to increase the probability that when it's game time and when it matters most, he hits that 3-point. By the way, here's what I can guarantee you. He does not know these numbers because he doesn't care. Because winners don't count how many times they miss. They only count how many times the ball goes in because that's the only thing that matters on the scoreboard. Have you guys ever seen like a NBA final, like Lakers win the trophy and then they go, sorry, you were going to get the trophy, but because you missed a lot of shots leading up to this, we're going to give it. Has that ever happened? No. When you're going to fitness and you're getting a six-pack, does your body go, you know what? You came for too long and didn't have the six-pack, so we're just not going to give it to you anymore. Is that what happens? No one cares how long it took. No one cares how many times it was. All that matters at the end is when you get it. When you go to the beach and you see someone with a six-pack, you're like, oh, that must have taken them a long time. Screw them. The only person that cares about how many times you fail is you, because now it's a weapon that you can beat yourself up with. And I know it's not you doing it, but it's the devil within you that does it. Here's the lesson here. One, you got to do things over and over and over again before you become good at them. And even when you become one of the best, actually the best in the world at it, it's still never going to be 100%. Would you all agree that I'm pretty good at inviting? You've seen me do it before, yes? I still get maybe 3 or 4 out of 10. Because at the end of the day, no matter how good you become, you're never going to get 100% because you're dealing with things that are out of your control. Make sense? So stop beating yourself up for how many times you fail. No one cares except you.